I was streaming? I don't know. Hi. So, Powerline Wireless Internet is maybe a failed experiment because those speeds were not looking great. I checked my speed before coming back online, and we're getting like 12 up or 12 down and 8 up. Not great, but serviceable. And maybe we just need to do some things. Oh, it looks like we have a little friend. Hi. Yeah, she's using me on the wrong hand again, so this has gone really well so far. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Can I get a regular tag? Oh, I need to get some regular tags out. Hi. So this is I'm Sprinkles, and some folks have been asking for me because I'm a celebrity. And first things first, she isn't a ventriloquist. So yeah, her lips are moving. Deal with it. Yeah. Yeah. This was supposed to be a game stream, but the internet didn't work out. So yeah, here we are. Yeah. You're a really capable streamer. You guys asked for this. She's being very judgmental today. Here we go. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't feel like the computer is at fault. That is the result of the troubleshooting. CPU utilization was good. Disk utilization was super low. Oh, Bob, yes, you told me about Elton. Elton seems like a nice gentleman, yeah. Nice to meet him someday. I think it's the network, and I probably should have done a better job of just testing speeds before setting up with the power line thing, but I just trusted it would work, and that's silly. Yeah, I am using OBS. How is it not? What is this world? Well, it could be the power of Sprinkles, or it could be that I disconnected the wire and we're just on wireless now. Yeah, figure that out. The wireless matrix is better than the wired one. What? I know, this is weird. Or maybe puppets, right? Normal Twitch delay, or just puppets fix everything. Puppets do fix everything. Everything. Yeah, so that's good. This is an easier setup that I can do more often, is to bring Sprinkles up here instead of on the living room couch, which is where we were doing things before. If this setup works out, then that's better. That's just better all around. It's less setup. It's not Krellin. This machine is from like 2014. It's not from 1960. Yeah. Wireless is always better. We're learning that. Yeah. But so I think somebody just recommended feel free to whisper me suggestions about great cable modem routers, because that's the next thing. Is like, I feel like the upload speed should be stronger, and maybe those things will yeah. I do have Comcast 5G. I have a Comcast router and it's running 5G. So maybe house's electrical wiring. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Not insulting my machine, insulting and to be fair, I have one of those condos. Yeah, I own my condo, and the guy who owned it 2 owners prior was an interior decorator, but I think he was also, as with so many property owners, thought himself to be a budding electrician, because there are some weird ass fucking decisions in here, pardon my French. But yeah, 0 delay. Hell is very cold today. Yep. So, Modem Zoom 914. Thank you to Hoods. Great. So, this is Sprinkles, and I'm Cheryl AKA MuppetAphrodite. If you stuck here through all the technical difficulties, thank you. This is your reward. Is me and my puppet friend. I always feel like you should say that kind of like the Godfather. My puppet friend. Wow. That wasn't even an accent. Yeah. Well, that's your fault, not mine. Yeah. And yeah. Do you have any questions before I was about to refer to myself as the puppet, which that's not a lot of self-respect there. Any questions before I head over and we go to some gaming. Or maybe you just don't want to see the game tonight. Maybe we're done with that. Sassy. I'm just sassy. That's what I am. You gonna fit me in the frame there? I'm doing my best. The chair is centered and the microphone is there. So I suppose I could move closer to the microphone if that's... Yeah, maybe that'd be smart. I don't know if I'm going to justify her with a response. I don't know. Yeah. So, fun facts. That poster there is a Sex Bomb poster I got at the San Diego Comic-Con 2010. I'm very proud of it. It's very artistic looking. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Demolition asks me, how's life as a puppet? Oh, you know, just hanging out over the back of a chair. Yeah. That's the life of a puppet. Boring. Yeah. Oh, Sprinkles needs a Sprinkles, is that what are you just cranky because you're not? I just, you know, the Pikas get a lot of love around here, and sometimes you get a little bit of a complex. Yeah. Oh, Sprinkles, it's fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay. We live in the Redmond Barrens. Yeah, that's essentially the geographical area. If you're into Shadowrun, yeah. What is it that everybody keeps asking me to do a cooking show? I don't know. Yeah, so Sprinkles, you know how this kind of works with the puppet. Sprinkles has all the skills that I have, and one skill that I do not have is cooking. And if I'm bad at cooking normally, cooking with a puppet on my hand, yeah, that's just... I mean, this one, she once had a 4-foot column of flame in that kitchen down there. I didn't want you to bring that up. Well, it's true! Yes, I had a wok, and I was trying to stir fry and be healthy. And the sesame oil ignited. And yeah, it was a 4-foot column of flame. So it happened. I mean, it burned the ceiling. It didn't burn. That's the amazing thing. It didn't burn the ceiling. But my boyfriend at the time, I totally, you know, I worked on The Sims for what I consider to be a long time because it felt like a long time. It was actually like 2 years. But your brain stops. So I've got this wok, and there's a 4-foot column of flame. Yeah. And my friend's in the kitchen, and he's like, you gonna do something about that? I'm like, oh, right. Oh, powder. It's oil fire powder. It's like, yeah, get the cornstarch. I'm like, yes, that's the thing I was supposed to do. I get the cornstarch, and then I kind of like look at him because now he's holding the wok, and he's like, do you fire? Like, oh. I love that story. She was pretty useless. She saved a man's life from choking the Heimlich, but can't deal with fire. But if you watch Walk Attention, yeah. After that, I stopped experimenting with low ignition point oils, and I've been a little less experimental ever since then. And it brought to mind the thing that the Sims do, which is their kitchen catches on fire, and then they just sit there and look at the fire, and a little speech bubble pops up above their head with a picture of fire in it. You're like, no shit, Sherlock, do something about it. But in real life, that's exactly how your brain works. You're like, hey, it's a fire! Did it short out again? I'm demonstrating a point. Yeah. Can we get Lauren to make Sprinkles a matching Charizard jacket? Actually, that's an interesting question because they have Pikachus at the Build-A-Bear workshop now, which I need to go get one. But this puppet I bought is Build-A-Bear workshop dimensions, and so I have a couple of outfits for the two puppets that use Build-A-Bear costumes. I think her head might be a little bit big, but they might have that jacket for Pika, in which case we could just buy it, and it would just work automatically. I almost bought some stuff at the Build-A-Bear workshop at Disneyland, but the lines were insane. They were worse than some of the rides. So, Sprinkles, do you play video games? If so, what are your favorites? I don't get to play very much. I don't have the right number of fingers. It's just, I mean, my thumb, I kind of had to move it with my mouth, so that's tough. It's just, video game controllers discriminate against puppets. Yeah. Yes, they do, Baka. They just stand there like asshats looking at the fire. Just fire! Fire! Leading cause of sim death is cooking. Baka, I don't know if it's cooking or if it's people building pools and then taking the ladders out. Because I saw a lot of that, too. My brother was one of those people. You learn a lot about ways to let sims die when you work on the game. And you need to get your passive-aggressive stuff out. Yeah. It was... You learn a lot about... You also just learn a lot about players when you watch the stories that they make and the ways that they kill the sims. Look, Sprinkles does have a big head. I have a big head, too. So, yeah, I don't take that as an insult, Bob. It's just factual. I mean, if you run a tape measure around my head, it's... My head... I mean, look at this. Look, just look. It's... My head is wider than my shoulders. That's just anatomically... Is that a thing? It's just fact. Yeah, it's just fact. Yeah. Anacortes is beautiful. Oh my god. Yeah, Anacortes. I like the fairies a lot. So if you don't live in Seattle, one of the things is, and if you've been watching Corporate Sins, you've been hearing us reference fairies a little bit, but the islands out in the San Juans, pretty much only accessible via ferries. They're big car ferries, but they're a nice ride in the summertime. It usually takes like an hour to get from Anacortes to Friday Harbor. Yeah, it's pretty. Sometimes you can win the lottery and your car will get placed in the outer roads so you could just stay in your own car the whole time, but see a view of water. It's pretty great. Yeah, except for the car alarms going off all the time. Yeah, people forget to turn their car alarms off a lot on car ferries. If you've ever been on them, the cars are separated by like 6 inches, and so if the boat moves a little funny, suddenly everyone's car alarms are going off. What is the lifespan of a puppet, silly? That's an interesting question. I mean, and it's a little bit like a Time Lord question too, because like I'm sure that there have been hundreds of Elmos. I don't want to know that. I don't know if I want to listen to this conversation. It's fine. It's fine. So, you know, they get worn out over time. It depends on what you're doing with them, what kinds of, what doing with them. That sounds dirty. Well, I'm not doing anything dirty with puppets, but Sesame Street, they do some wacky things. So, they, I think in general, if you're not too, like, hands-on with the puppets, they can last for a really long time. What you might need, it's almost like the thing you want to invest the most in is the, foam on the inside, because I can already feel there's some holes in the foam inside her mouth because I'm doing this for long periods of time at once. Also, like, fingernails are a bit of an issue because they're cutting through the foam. So, like, lady problems when you're designing with puppets, or when you're designing puppets for yourself. I did not design Sprinkles for myself, but I fell in love with her when I saw her. Baka could be a regular. Let's just make Baka a regular. That is, you guys, so let's talk Nightbutt for a second. You guys were all here. Yeah, there was that weird night. Hi Pash C, hello. Oh God, we're flipping tables now. Everything's ruined. Everything's ruined. So we have Nightbot around for good reasons, because I'm a lady streamer and things happen. And the puppet turns out to be a magnet for the crazies. But, so Sprinkles has cavities. Yes, Bob. That's it. No, I don't. I take offense. Look at this. I'm perfect. Wow, that's pretty sharp for being so close. It's just gonna be this for the rest of the stream. Hi, Wow So Clutch. Nightbot! Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is totally normal. But yes, I'm like 6 questions deep in recursiveness right now. But I think I've had Sprinkles since 2010, but I didn't use her heavily for several years. And then there were the nights during the charity stream on HRPG where I used her quite a lot. So that kind of accelerated. We go through periods of idleness and periods of heavy use. So yeah. Why are you always eating your fur? I don't know. So some fun. Hey, we've got a puppet. Let's talk puppet fun facts. Oh yeah, she's got a By puppet fun facts, I mean stories from playing characters at a theme park. So if you've ever seen Sesame Street Live, I did those costumes for 3 summers. That was my first paid job. It explains a lot about me. Yeah, she was a teenage Muppet. As a factual statement. Teenage Muppet. Yeah. Actually, I have the yearbook from Sesame Place over there. Maybe I'll pull it out in a second. But you said, yeah, we were in Shadowrun for like a good 20 minutes, but I was having stream issues, and so I had to reboot, and there were asks for Sprinkles, and Sprinkles, what are you doing? There's not even a fly. What are you doing? I'm bored when you don't talk to me directly. Anyway, I was going to talk about. I was going to. Yes, that's regulars all around. Thank you so much, Krellin and Bob, for helping me with the moderation. If there are other folks who are interested in becoming moderators, you may apply via Whisper, and we will consider your application. Oh, we're taking applications now. Hoity-toity, streaming for a couple weeks now. It's applications. Next thing you know, she'll have like a website and corporate credentials and stuff. I have had Sprinkles examined for ADHD. That is just a waste of money because definitely something that she struggles with. Were you talking about me? Yeah. So does Sprinkles have any other accents besides Valley Girl? Sprinkles has whatever accents I have, but just slightly. Hi, y'all. I'm Sprinkles. I'm here to keep you company, but that sounds wrong, and things have already gone sideways here, so we're gonna pull this back. Pull this back. Yeah. That's right. What is Sprinkles' favorite Pokemon? I don't know. That's a good question. ADD kind of, I'll have to think about that one. That's a serious question. She's kind of jealous of the Pikachus, so it's definitely not Pikachu or Pichu. But I have to think about that one. Yeah. So no more buffering. Yay! What's the opposite of Pikachu? Maybe it's me. You ever think about that? Yeah. Mimikyu. Oh, Krellin, that's a really good point. What's Mimikyu? Mimikyu is a Pokemon who wants to be loved like Pikachu, so it dresses up like Pikachu. It's like ghost Pokemon. It's really sad. You think I'm a sad Pokemon? What the... Okay, so I like that idea, Krellin, but I think she takes a little bit. I think we're going to keep looking for her favorite Pokemon because I don't think she's ready to admit that she is a little jealous of the Pikas. Yeah, so, yeah, stream appears to be fixed. Wireless is better than wired. News at 11. Yeah. So, yes, I don't remember. Oh, I was going to tell stories about being a Muppet at a theme park, but maybe we'll do that another time. We're getting a little ADD here, but I was reminded by her little tongue that, like, you'd wear the helmet, and the mouth could open and close, and your eyes would be through the mouth. So it was tough if you were lip syncing, like, you'd lose vision every time the mouth closed, but, you'd have to, the scrim would touch your face. So those had to get washed all the time, so those could get pulled out. And then there was often, if it was a puppet that had a tongue, a Velcro tongue, sometimes you couldn't find the tongue, or like the costume had the wrong tongue, like Bert had Ernie's tongue or something. And so like I see tongues like this, and I'm just reminded of like seeing Bert with Ernie's tongue. Can we write Nintendo? You can write Nintendo to do whatever you want. That's but if you write Nintendo, they don't really have a lot of control over the Pokemon brand. The Pokemon Company has control over the Pokemon brand, and I have a couple friends over there. But I think they have enough Pokemon. I don't think they're currently taking applications. You know what? I've been missing stream updates this whole time because I didn't open Twitch alerts. That's why it seems so damn quiet around here. I gotta open that and see. I knew something. Thank you for the follows, Valleys and Zen and Dover Reach and Savage Punch. Thank you. And And Run, thank you for the follow. I just got a tweet. It had popped up. Yeah, but it'll pop up. It'll be good. So Niantic is not. So oh god, I need a diagram and a whiteboard. So Niantic is a third-party developer that's licensed by the Pokemon Company to make their game. The Pokemon Company, Nintendo has a large stake in, and that's how they get their money from Pokemon Go. Is like that's why the stock market got all confused. And so yes. So I'm going to I'm going to hop to the keyboard for a second, and I'm going to what is the command to do this thing? Twitch mod hands. I want to make sure I don't do this right. Do this wrong. We're taking a little break. I should probably for these. I didn't realize this was going to turn into like a talk stream. We should probably. I'm going to open Shadowrun Returns just for the music because I don't have music configured yet. So we're just gonna open this over here in the background. Get us some music. I want to create mods and create. Great. It's a slashy bit. Hello, KB Tibbs. Welcome back. We've jumped the rails. So you own Nintendo. Well done. Wow, so clutch. I wish I owned it. Yeah, I love. Yeah, Baka. I think it's funny too because like. It's just an example of how the stock market is all perception and no reality. Like, it has no bearing. I used to joke all the time that, like, Microsoft could cure cancer and its stock price wouldn't go up with Ballmer in charge. Like, it did not matter what the company did. It mattered how people felt about it. And so, the arrangement between Niantic and Nintendo and Pokemon had always been there. Just no one knew about it. They just knew how they felt about something related to Nintendo. And so, the stock price went up. Stock is weird. Yeah. Tahoods, you've been knighted. Congratulations. That does not mean we're done with the knightings, but that was, yes. Tahoods, it's good people. Welcome him as a knight of the realm. And again, for all of my mods, thank you ever so much. There is no obligation here. It is wonderful to have you here. I hope it doesn't feel like work. And if it does, let me know, and I will just keep knighting until we have a good balance and it doesn't feel so cray-cray. So yeah, Baka, yeah, the stock market is just, it's not based in reality. That's facts. Yay. Puppets talk about stocks. There was a fun story from when I was working on Disney Friends about, it's vaguely stock related since we're just jumping the rails totally. Disney Interactive had to stop playtesting in LA because the kids got too jaded. They said that they knew this was a problem when, so they brought a bunch of kids in to play test a Pixar game, and they asked the kids, like, how do you feel about Pixar? And the kid was like, one of the kids was like, well, my dad says that they're not their acquisition target right now, and that the quality of their films is declining, and so they're probably not a good investment. And then they were like, and we're done with LA. Yep. Yay! So, I think I did advertise that this was going to be Shadowrun Returns, and that's what it says in the chat in the stream settings. So I think I'm going to switch back. So, final questions for Sprinkles. Hi, Couch Warrior. I like you too. Nice to meet you. My name is Sprinkles. Some people might tell you I have another name, but that was not contractually extended past the end of the charity drive in Hyper RPG. So my name is Sprinkles. Yeah, it's it's easy to get jaded about stock and also overwhelmed. I often feel like I'm playing pretend at financial management and like life planning and stuff. It's just I feel like I'm hitting buttons all the time, like Jackal on DFA. Wuzzy Fuzz says, what do you call it when the NASDAQ goes up 2 points and the Dow goes down 1.3 points? I don't know, but it sounds nerdy. A market in flux. Oh, God, you guys, we're all really old. We're laughing about stock things. Yeah, this is... Hey, let's sit around and talk about our 401ks. Does anyone have opinions about managed plans? No, okay. This Sprinkles, you're out of control. Okay. Bye. Bye, everybody. I'll be just hanging out over there on the floor, probably. It's not creepy at all. Bye. All right. So, very punny. Yes, you folks from Lauren Random Tuesday's stream are well acquainted with the puns. I haven't brought him out in a while, so hey, Charizard Pika from Tokyo wants to say hi. He's not as animated as Sprinkles, but didn't want you to worry that I was more than arm's length away from Pika. Other fun fact, there are 5 tiaras that I can see right now. So Sunday we may have to start doing tiara streams. We're not going to do it today because I don't really know how to manage it with the headset, but Pikazard, yes. So, you guys hear the music. We're going to load the Shadowrun, and we're going to switch our feed back. I don't know why the video keeps getting all weird, but we're just going to do that. Bunny Butt! We definitely need a Bunny Butt song, or a Bunny Butt macro, or something. Let's do this. GoPro stream. I don't even know. I've had problems as it is with stream throughput. I don't know if we can. I might do a Periscope sometime so you guys can see all the Pikas. But the problem is that means you'd see my messy house. I am not a great housekeeper, and my husband helps a lot with that. But he is on tour right now, so that is Sprinkles is Sprinkles shouldn't be there. That's right next to the dust mop. Sprinkles. Where are you gonna go? You go over there. Okay. And I don't think you can see the surprise, but there's a red Fraggle is hanging out in the surprise corner over there. The mess, I mean, it's a lot of Pikachus, but there's other non-Pikachu related mess stuff. But yeah, red Fraggle's hanging out back there. Bunny butt. Great. So, I didn't save my progress from the botched stream, so we're just gonna pick up from where we left off. I'm not gonna clip on. Oh, where we did autosave. Okay. So we're in the Seamstresses Union. If you remember yesterday, we went on an awkward platonic murder outing with a guy we met at the morgue, trying to investigate the death of a friend, and that a receipt has led us to the Seamstresses Union. I'm going to get those Flaggles. Yeah, it's going to become a last haul on Tuesday. Congratulations, Krellin. Excellent. That's just, I mean, it's worth it for the emotes alone, really. But then you get Viking Lass in addition to all that stuff. Max's mug. I have to admit, I get territorial over this mug. I don't let my husband use it because I'm afraid I'll break it. And Max's doesn't exist anymore, and I'm very proud that I interned there and spent time there. So I'm like, no, the Max's mug is mine. This is mine. It's precious. Yes. Wow, so clutch. Yeah, it was super awesome. Like the guy who came out of the morgue said he was hungry and needed a soy calf, and then I bought his soy calf and carried it around apparently without even offering it to him because it wasn't an option. Yes, rest in peace, Max's. Yeah. So let's take 2 on this shit. Talk to Cherry Bomb, the PhD student. Simcopter. You know, I never played Simcopter, but Silly Sunny. Yeah, I didn't. And when I say I don't clean, I do clean. I just, you know, someone once said at work, they said, a clean house is a sign of a life poorly lived. I tend to be scheduled very tightly, and so I clean like, you know, the floor is clean, and it's just that there's a lot of clutter on up surfaces. Yeah, it's Krellin. Yeah, I should. Yeah, this community property stuff's complicated, and that is not complicated. Yeah. So I, you know, I sweep the porch every night, and I folded my laundry today. Like I'm okay. I'm probably self-critical, but it's broadcasting your home on the internet is different than having a couple of friends over too, because it like lives forever. So you want the place to be spotless, but you would get to see you would get to see all kinds of awesome art I have on the walls, and some that I don't have on the walls yet. Anyway, no, it's cool, Silly Sunny. I wish I was more inspired on things, But Sunday we'll do a house tour Periscope if people really want. Thank you for adding a bunny butt command. That's exciting. Yay! We're playing a game. This thing we're doing. Oh, I'm still gonna say something dirty in a clean glass. She's excited to see me because I'm an elf, and I could flirt with her, but I'm not playing mainframe, so I'm gonna say something dirty in a clean glass. SimCity 2000. I have so many. That was a very impactful game in my life. I mean, that was one of the reasons I wanted to. I didn't even know where game. Anyway, I could go off. We broke a computer because of SimCity 2000, and that was my graduation present in 8th grade from my parents. Was a copy of SimCity 2000, and then like it broke the machine, or it wouldn't. We couldn't run it, so my dad went to go add more RAM and shorted the box and killed the machine. And it was like, oh god, now I can't play any computer games. Brick, 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 brick. Yes. Anyway, we've established that Coyote's missing. That's an important fact here. Clue! Coyote's missing. If you've, I don't think any of you didn't see Corporate Sins on Wednesday, but if you didn't, I played my character's dog, Drone. It was a little inspired by Doug the Dog from Up, but my dog has watched mainframe brick a lot of things. He got really excited when he got to data spike some stuff in brick things. He just kind of ran around in circles in a matrix, yelling brick, 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 and so that is what is being referenced in chat right now. Scooby is very exciting. Yeah, it's excitable, exciting. Oh, I'm sorry, Bucka. That sounds horrible. You lost your special edition of Fire. That's very sad. I'm sorry to bring up such a sensitive subject. That sucks. I can't even imagine. Pika wants to make you feel better. Pika, sorry also for your loss. Yes. Shane, I want what you want. A better life. A better world for everyone. The Universal Brotherhood can give you that. Universal Brotherhood wasn't... I probably know too much. I think I know what the Brotherhood is already. And it's a spoiler, and I'm not going to spoil it for everybody. Can we get Scooby a real body? I assume we'll never get it back. He'll just run off in a direction and never come back. That's dangerous. So... Cherry Bomb's pretty face is hard, armored in lipstick and low expectations. I love this quote. It's just quietly there, but it's kind of awesome. Armored in lipstick and low expectations. Yeah. Universal Brotherhood is for other people. Rich Bellevue types can afford their membership fees and voluntary donations. So it's right now it sounds like, obviously it sounds like Scientology, but Telestria get that talk, the new family in the sixth world. I got a family. She is not into Shane's nonsense. That, yes. Sorry I got interrupted. He's got this boyfriend. Sorry. You got big plans for yourself. Can't stay here forever. You got a look that says you're not just here for the entertainment. Are you a badge? Nope. I'm just going straight forward. I didn't think so. You look like a runner to me. We're trained to spot a bronze the moment they walk in here. Something I can help you with? I'm gonna ask about Coyote. No, I think she's away on business. Business? Is she a shaman? She shot a coyote. I was thinking it was a shaman who double-crossed her. I've been calling her Coyote ever since. She's been missing for a couple days now. Some people think the Ripper got her, but I know her. Coyote can take care of herself. Ever hear the name Sam Watts? Sam was a regular customer and a regular pain in the ass for as long as I've been here. Talked a big game, and he was always broke. As soon as he got any money in his pocket, it was straight to his head. Chips, drugs, or booze. Coyote had a soft spot for him, though. Did you see Sam on the night he died? No, that was Coyote's shift. Who runs this place? That'd be Miss Kubota. She's in the back room. You can't miss her. I wanted to say Liz, but... Talk to you later. I don't want to hear about Mr. Righteous. Eric. Who's Eric? outfits. We like clothes. We were just talking about The Sims. I don't think I have enough money for any of these things. Because I spent some money on stuff. Secure mage clothing. Where does it say? Oh, I have some more Nuyen. Oh, that's exciting. This is... Oh, do we have any recommendations for clothing? This is the first willpower +1. What do I have right now? Basic clothing for the Shadowrunning Mage. I think... I kind of feel like I need the alley pug because I kept getting injured a lot. I felt like I was a little squishy out there, but Spell Stronger is good too. But I think maybe we'll just do this one for now. Do I equip it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. That's exciting. Got clothes. What does this say, NERPs? What does that mean? I want NERPs. Talk to Mr. Clue. This is very pretty. I like what they've... the aesthetic is very nice here. Oh god, there's so many people to talk to! Ah! Johnny Clean. The best defense is to kill them all before they touch you. That's true. Johnny Clean. This face looks very real, like someone who probably works at HBS. Is that right? Howdy, name's Johnny Clean, and just getting a look at the place. This looks like your type of place. I don't know if that was a compliment or an insult, but gonna move on. New exciting retail products. See, you guys are so helpful. I wouldn't know any of these things. Chris Clue's backer NPCs. Okay, so that is, it did look like a person, and that's why, that's a thing. I have a backer NPC in Orion Trail, which is a Star Trek / Oregon Trail mashup that my game design professor made. I'm one of the crew members you can get. That's kind of exciting. Yeah, I might stream some of that at some point, but I figured Shadowrun was a bigger draw and more topically relevant to what we do in real life. I feel like, yeah, okay, everything's good. Everything's good. I'm gonna keep going. Noog. Told you it's not like that at all. Oh, is he? Oh, okay, he's on a comm link. Magical wares. Is this like baby teeth? Okay, yeah, I'd like to... Oh, you buy spells. So do I have Mana Ball? I have Power Bolt. I have Mana Bolt. Okay. Flamethrower one. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say that Flamethrower sounds better than Mana Bolt. It's AP 1, cooldown 1, damage 12. So that is, yeah. Yeah. I'll meet AJ in all 3 games. I kind of feel like I need this thing. Killing... I don't have cheek castings. That's elemental fetish. That doesn't... And I don't seem to have heal wound. So that seems like another thing to go with. It's good to have. I mean, I feel like, was it me that had it or someone else had it in that last battle? Maybe I know. Okay, we're gonna go with Flamethrower for now. And somebody said haste, but I don't have Conjuring yet, so we'll just have to keep going. So AJ is in all 3 games, but AJ's not in this bar though, right? AJ's later or sooner, yeah. Okay. Flamethrower. No, I don't have heal. Sexy lady dancing. And Miss Kubuda. She watches you cross the room, sizing you up. Konbanwa. Good evening. Plenty for a woman like you to enjoy, or is this business? Soka. And why should I help you? Sam Watts. So you are the little insurance policy he would go on about when he was drunk. The avenging angel who would strike back for him from beyond the grave. So again, you know, we talked about this yesterday, but Sam talked about me more than he talked to me, and I continue, this is a very dysfunctional relationship Sam and I had. It's nice that he was thinking about me, but that's, yeah. So, great. What do you want to know? How well did you know Sam? Did you see Sam on the night of his death? He was here quite inebriated, as he often was. Coyote was working bar that night, and she informed me that Sam was getting rowdy and belligerent. The bouncer, Mr. Clue, was off dealing with another issue, so I requested that Jake escort Sam out the back door to the alley. Can you tell me where to find Coyote? Would that I could. I have not seen her in 2 days. She's a smart woman and quite dangerous. I feel for her. She's dangerous, but I fear for you. If you are what I think you are, you know there's always someone more dangerous. Her room is upstairs if you're looking for her. I invite you to examine it. You may be able to uncover her whereabouts. I would not normally betray her privacy in this way, but she's missed 2 shifts. Alright. Put a point into spirit summoning. I don't know if I have much oh my god, I have so much karma. It's just been sitting around there. Spirit summoning. Have a point. Do I need 3 points? Because it looks like there's a spirit that I get there. Increase spellbook slot. Totem choice. Oh. This is tough. I could go with the 4th point of spell casting, or I could get my totem. But I like spirit friends. I think BP's saying no, no, and I don't know why he's saying no, no. No, no, no. Okay. I'm gonna go with passive benefits. Conjuring is also on it. Mage, mage, mage. Okay. Mage, 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 mage. I think you're saying mage stuff. So maybe we just do this for now. Get a little stronger with the basic stuff. I don't understand cheat casting yet, and there's no like little boopy boop that tells me things. So I'm just gonna do the basics. Haste gives you AP. And it did look like several options unlocked with a single point of haste. So I can do this. I can give myself this and that. Look at that. Demolition's keeping close look at my numbers. Thank you for checking. Class equals stat. Well, I've done the damage already. But we'll get more later. This will be fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. It's not like I've had combat in a while. I've been talking to people, doing talking things. Gonna go do some, let's look at things. Oh, there's a mid-grade security in the panel alone. She said I was able to look at... I don't know whose room this is, but I'm just gonna go in anyway. Doesn't say... I don't see any things to interact with, so I'm gonna assume this is not the room. This looks like the room we were looking for. Cheat casting is kind of terrible bad for your character. Okay, see, I'm learning stuff. Focus on one thing. Dipping 1 or 2 points might prevent you from unlocking the highest level. Okay. Mordecai is a terrible shaman, with his charisma being so high but his social limit being so low. Interesting. So that's interesting too, because a lot of folks seem to think that that Mordecai is overpowered. So it's interesting to hear that he's a terrible. I don't necessarily agree or disagree. It's interesting to hear the other perspective on that. There's a diary with several papers. Let's open to the first paper. Receipt. Inspect the receipt. Browning Max pistol. Read the diary entry. I came back. I want to be with him, with the real Paco, but this cutter dreck keeps messing everything up. He doesn't need the cash. Alright, flip to a different page. This is very investigaty. Paper has a handwritten poem on it and a diary entry. Hi, Paco. Paco's transformed. Read the poem. Let's say that Paco should stick to guns and motorcycles. See, I want to see the poem. HBS, I want to see the poem. If you're going to mention the poem. I know you're capable of doing that. You can't, like, improv, you can't get away with saying, like, that sounds like a song and not singing. Can't say there's a poem and not do a poem. Yeah. What? Yeah. What time is it? Checking on? Yeah. Alright. Third paper. More receipts. Picture. Shadow. Inspect the receipt. 7 pounds of zebra meat. That's very specific. Is it like, so in a world where... Oh, installed near the bathroom door, set to a combination of 342, 346. Now, here's a question. Do I just have to write that down? Is that a thing that I have to, like... I've never... 3, 4, 2... 4, 3, 6, or is she just gonna know it? I don't know. Since HBS is in the Corpse Sins chat room, possibility of seeing MFX in their next game, I don't know. They haven't mentioned anything about it. I don't know if there is a next Shadowrun game. They haven't mentioned to it. I'm very curious about the new Shadowrun Anarchy stuff. That'd be really interesting to see. It's in my journal. Oh, there's a journal. Okay. That's good to know. It would be nice if they went like burr, 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 or something like that to let me know when things do that. Okay, so then we did that. There was other stuff to look at, but stand is littered with action movies and cigarette butts. Frame painting of the Chicago skyline. Computer. Password recovery. First childhood pet. Shadow. I'm gonna leave. Maybe I will find those other answers somewhere else. I'll go in here. Input the code. Beep, the safe beeps cheerfully in response. Ooh, frag grenade. Keeps her clothes and boxes on the floor. Can't use the bathroom. Yeah, the tutorial broke for me. I don't know exactly where we ended up. Already seen that, so we're going to put the battery back down. Just going to keep going with the password recovery, which I'm probably going to screw up, but... Shadow. Elementals. Chicago. Answer store. Ah, so we could. Bet you there's other things here. All that answers. The painting was Chicago. That much I got. The other stuff I didn't find. Incorrect. Won't let me look at that. Won't let me look at that. Let's me look at that. These action movies. Stuff on the floor. Anyway, I won't make you guys watch me try to break into a computer. That's mainframe shit anyway. I don't think I know where she headed, though. Anyway, I don't have a yellow bar thing. Oh, that's the stair control. Poor Chicago. Poor Boston. Boston's kind of screwed too. Wonder if this was also her room. If there's information here I can find. No. Figured as long as I was up here, I'd think about it. Yeah, I would love to be canon in the Shadowrun universe, but they're gonna have to. Oh, I have to do that. I have to. Okay. Well, then that's just rules. Then that's the answers are in there. And there's 2 rooms I can see. These don't. This is just non-interactive. The answers are in the room. It's funny because you just like want to zoom in. Is this hand stuff? Okay, so it's got to be the diary then. It's probably just all in the diary. Okay. Read the diary entry. There's nothing here. Paco says I can make him the cash. Try to be patient, but why does it have to be all one way? Some social eating, have another one of my caramels. He's the reason I got cutters to a different page. Diary entry. Still nothing here. Snake. So that's, Shadow is the correct answer for the pet. First pet, Shadow. Shadow is the snake. So we have Shadow in Chicago, but we don't know what the band is. I don't know if there's anything here. Action movies. Is there like required knowledge about action movie soundtracks in the Shadowrun universe? There's nothing in here. Guess I could just guess at the band a couple of times because we know the other answers. Definitely Shadow. Some of those answers are not in this room. Okay. Twitch Lords might be down. It seems weird. It's been quiet. Father Bill and Gay Cut. See, I never get to say your name, so I don't know what the pronunciation is. But thank you guys for the follow. Let's restart the session. Starfire. Oh, my chat's cheating with me now. Probably because this is boring and you do not want to watch me guess. Shadow. Starfire. Chicago. Thank you, Krellin. Calendar. Ooh, I got more karma. Meet with Delia about gig. Meet Paco for date at Pike Place Market due in 30 minutes. Oh, I wonder if this is a... There's conflicting favorite bands, but it's okay. We got through. Hellhounds. Vintage action figures. This does not seem like a very useful list of contacts. Fair enough. I'm very pleased about the bunny butt situation. That there's a command for it now. I might just have to make that prevent the UI from rotating through the other options because that's just reasons. Great, I have stuff. I think I'm going to go to Pike Place Market now. I think that's the next place we go. Speak with Mrs. Kubota again. Where'd she get off to? There she is. Do you know Paco? She warned Coyote against getting in touch with that type. Coyote has a date with Paco in the less than half an hour. If you would go down there and bring me peace of mind, I'll call a cab for you. It should be able to get you in time. Gambate kudasai. Good luck. I'm hoping to learn more Japanese at some point. when I say more, I mean more than just being able to read some hiragana and katakana. Like, I can't get the words to stick in my head. I knew them long enough when I was in Japan for a couple of days, but... Aaron X, thank you for joining. Bye! Oh my goodness, we're 10 from 200 followers. I'm not worthy, guys. It's super, super awesome to have you hanging out. So, I'm gonna go pick up a taxi. We're going to the Pike Place Market, which in real life is a place where I spend a lot of time, normally. Although I haven't in the last couple weeks. That is where Unexpected Productions is located, which is where Janine and Tony and I and Dan all do improv. In fact, this may be a fact you don't know, but the theater we work at is the reason the gum wall exists. Because back in the day before Netflix, there used to be lines around the block to see us, and people waiting in the standby line would put gum on the wall, one piece at a time, because there were no trash cans while they were waiting in line. And then it just, more people put gum, more people put gum, and there you go. Good luck with work, Aaron X! So you can't get a Voltron. I think we could definitely say 200 in a periscope tour of the apartment. That might be a thing, but... PP Phantom, you keep it on. You keep the hope alive. But you have better chances getting partnered with Lauren than you do with me. I'm just not really that experienced yet. Yeah. All right. Let's go to Pike Place Market. Oops. So, do other streamers play music while they're playing? I think, I'm going to change the settings so the background music comes back, because I turned it down a lot because it was being very aggressive, but... Okay, it's still around, and the ambient's really high. I don't think we need to hear the ambient as much. So maybe... See, this is going to give us a little bit more. Yeah, so this is better. And then that. Yeah. Alright. Bunny Legion will make you both rich and Bunny Legion. Yay! Legions of little bunnies holding pins. Take a cab to Pike Place Market. Yep. That's gonna be expensive. A cab from Redmond to Pike Place Market? That is a very expensive cab. She is made of money. That shit is just, yeah. 200 and sprinkle streams alone. I don't know how I feel about that. Have I been voted off my own stream this early in the process? Sprinkles real talks. That's more likely. You guys can debate amongst yourselves perhaps while we Pike Place Market. Let's see what it says about Pike. Mercifully Quiet Rides. It takes you from probably going to be mugged to probably going to pay too much for your drinks, which is funny because it's kind of the opposite way. Like, definitely First and Pike could be a little sketchy at times. There are definitely occasionally stabbings, here's a fun thing. I went on a date once with someone down at the Zigzag Cafe, which is down off Western, which is like Pike Place Market is here, and then Western is here, and then the waterfront. And so Western's one street closer to the waterfront than Pike Place Market. But we went to take a walk down the waterfront, and we literally saw two people just having sex just on a bench, and it's like, you know what? I think the date's done. That's, yeah. I'm good. I don't need any more walk. Do you need any more walk? No, we're fine. Yeah. Sprinkles place corpses. Sprinkles is a technomancer. I don't know if I could have... I mean, that might explain some of the problems I've been having. I don't think Sprinkles is a technomancer. She's more of a face, maybe. That sassiness. Yeah. So I've managed to keep most of my blood on the inside. Yay, teaching. Yay! Fun facts. I have to get bloodlettings usually every 2 or 3 months, or else the iron builds up too much in my blood. We talked about this last time. I know my real people when they're like, Magneto's your nemesis, isn't he? I'm like, yes! You've seen X-Men 2, and you see how I feel about that whole situation and too much iron in your blood. Yeah, it's the thing. 200 is Sprinkles DFA villain. I think that the DFA villains are booked for a while. Yeah, I think they are. I wonder if you might see me at some point. I don't know. You might see me at some point. So, I'm just saying they brought General Cam back recently. So, you never know. Never know. Never say never. This looks very sketchy here. Leeching to balance the humors. Yeah, I used to joke that I needed to go and marry a vampire for medical reasons. Yeah, that would have made things a lot cheaper and more convenient. Oh, the music just got real, y'all. Got real. Uh, oh, I'm Sprinkles puppet. Well, I'm sure she would think so. All the bloodletting you needed a fraction of the price. Also a little bit more lead, though. So, is this who I'm talking to? I mean, it looks... I don't think I should be, but... You could be so much more. What are you selling? I'll be going now. Yeah. We do have a Scientology office about 2 blocks from Pike Place Market, so this is technically accurate. I still don't understand what these things are. They seem very intentional, these animated thingies. And then I stand in them and nothing happens. Where's my little yellow thing? My yellow thing of where to go. See, again with the weird particle effect thing. Ah! The crow broke the stream! Okay, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's ruined. Nothing is deleted. I'm a really big Homestar Runner fan you know, I miss it. That's a good way to get Dan Paz's excited, is tell him about new Homestar Runner streams. Demolition asks if I were to visit Seattle, what to do besides Space Needle. Dude, shit. Like a stabbing? Oh my god. Delorted, Delteated, Bob. That's my favorite, is Delteated. And I'll just say it sometimes, and it sounds vaguely dirty, and people are like, what are you? You're not my people. Everything is fine. So the question is about Seattle. The first thing to do, there's an underground tour, and that's kind of both touristy, but also one of the most authentic things you can do in Seattle. The underground, a fun fact about Seattle is that back in the day, it burned down. There was like a big fire, and then they decided to build on top of the structures. So there's like a basement level to Seattle that you don't get to see unless you go on the underground tour. And it's cool because it's like a time capsule. Like you can still see some of the fresco painting that they had done to decorate some of the lobbies and things like that. You should start tweeting that to Dan. He would appreciate that. BP, I think there was at least one in the last few months. It wasn't big, but that would be, yeah. I should like play the Trogdor game at some point as like a stream. I don't know which way I'm going because this is not how Pike Place normally looks. Nobody wants to talk to me either. Nerps. But I can't interact with the Nerps. It just says Nerps. New exciting retail products. Oh, okay. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good, people. It is a lot of work to build a city on a city, and I'm kind of, whoa, you guys, my scroll wheel works. We can have a light switch rave. We can have okay, I'll stop doing that. I don't want to make you guys sick, but I just excited. Yeah, the strong bad point and click. Oh, that's a true thing that they had. I should do that. I didn't get to play that. Telltale. You know, I played some Telltale's earlier stuff, and it didn't. I had trouble with a couple of them. Like there were just some problems with the Xbox port, I think, and I kind of fell off the wagon. But I should give them another shot. So I have to go talk to Paco. What does he Smith with the poop? How did he get in the line of work? The system is down. I do that with improv audiences. I'll split them up into 4 groups, and I'll get them. So I'll get one group to be the bass line and go do 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 do, and I get another group to do the hi hat thing, like doodly do doodly do, and then the other group to do the do 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 do, and then the last group to say the system is down, and then I just win at life, and it's great, and you get a bunch of strangers to do that. I discovered the Zoom function. It only took 2 days. Yay! So if you've never watched Homestar Runner, there's years of old Flash animations waiting that have been, a lot of them have been moved to YouTube now, which is a lot easier to watch, but the Ripper took her. Well, it's clearly a zombie situation. Active Lone Star. I'm here to see Coroner Dresden. And who might I be? It's alright, she's with me. He steps up to the barrier with a warm grin. Krellin, I'm sorry. Seattle's cool, but other places can be cool too. The system was down, and now it works. I legit would listen to the Strong Bad Sings. See, actually, I have it. It's right here, the DVD and CD. Yeah, Strong Bad Sings CD. proud of that. Used to listen to that in the car. It's good. Other type hits. In case you've never seen this, here is the track list. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Good times. It's good. Teen Girl Squad, all those other things. Zombies. I meant to say Frankensteins, but I might have said zombies. I don't know. It's all good. But the thing about the basement level to Seattle is that for a while they had built the top level, but they hadn't built the streets across. And so, like, if you wanted to cross the street, you have to go down a ladder, across, and then go back up. And they had a lot of drunk people that didn't make it. So, yeah, Seattle can be dangerous for drunk people every once in a while. Okay, then make it quick. I talked to Dresden, who's, like, all crouchy and stuff. Okay. Beef suit, yep, it's broke. Young human female. String of bite marks along her left arm. As you can see, the Ripper went... I feel like Dresden's voice would be like, as you can see, the Ripper went for the eyes this time. Pretty clean work. I gotta hand it to him. Our Ripper knows what he's doing. Or she, I guess. Can you tell if she was stewed in some way? That's the strange thing. There doesn't seem to be any signs of a struggle. There's so many things from Strong Bad emails that have made their way into my consciousness I don't even know. Like, you just say them and you don't realize you're referencing things. Yeah. 5 months since last video. But, yeah, the upgrades were great. I think this is, like, Lappy 386 that I'm running this shit on. But we've been going good without buffering for a while. So, yeah, Powerline bad. Wireless, fine. I think it seems like we're generally real time here, so that's good. We have some legit drop frames, but not too many. We're just gonna So, what do you know about the victim? What about the bite marks on her arm? Unrelated. Wild dogs dragged her out from the alley. Any sign of magic use here? Maybe the dogs are the magic use. 5 months is better than 5 years. He'll call in a full magic forensics thing. Any theories, trophies. What do you know about the victim? Oh wait, so this isn't Coyote? Lucy Warden worked at the Stuffer Shack just around the corner. I want this sicko caught. Okay, I'm supposed to get out. Kind of want to talk to this guy, though. Bulbous. There's so many, like, Trevor. The great times we had with Trevor. You're the one who's working for the Dead Man. Lucky for you. Pleased to meet you. I take it you and McCluskey don't know what to say. Do you have any leads in the Ripper that I should know about? If you ask McCluskey, we're probably as close. What can you tell me about the murder? So here's a fact about me as I read really fast. And so if you guys think I'm reading too fast, you should tell me, because I'm kind of trying to get through some of the text that I think is less interesting to keep things moving. But I also don't know, like, etiquette, like, should we just be reading all the text ever or just scan some of the stuff? But I do. And thank you for the follow, Monkey Doe. Thank you. Yeah, Twitch alerts definitely not working like they should. Hello, Faithless79, welcome. I don't know how to do this, but we spent too much time troubleshooting already, so I'll just keep an eye on things, and it'll be great. Everything will be fine. Bunny butt. Yes. Anyway, tell me how you feel about the reading stuff. I used to get in trouble especially in, like, 2nd grade, because, like, they'd tell the whole class to read, and then I'd finish, and my teacher would be like, you're supposed to be reading. I'm like, no, I'm done. And she'd be like, you're supposed to be reading. I'm like, fine, I'll read it again. I was so bored. And then I read too much and I hurt my eyes, and now I have glasses. So welcome. I haven't introduced myself in a while. Hello, Faithless79, and hello, Monkey Doe. If you're just joining me, my name is Cheryl, aka MuppetAphrodite, and I am fairly new to video game streaming on Twitch. We're playing Shadowrun Returns from Harebrained Schemes, and the reason I started with Shadowrun is on Wednesday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. in Pacific time, I play Mainframe, the Elven Decker, on a Twitch broadcast called Shadowrun Corporate Sins over on Hyper RPG. And I've been doing that for the past 6 months. So, not new to Twitch, but fairly new to the individual small streamer. Reading speed. The text is pretty small. I wonder, does it have text size options? Is that a thing that we have? Text speed. It's text speed, but there's not text size. You know, and that's a funny thing too. It's not actually funny, but that's the one regret I have about Disney Friends, is that we ended up making the text size too small. There were some complaints about that, and it never even occurred to us. When you're working on the Nintendo DS screen, Disney Friends is a game, an original game we made for Disney Interactive, that I was the lead producer on, and it was a Nintendo DS game. It was one of the first I think it was the first Nintendo DS game to ever use their speech recognition libraries, which is how I got into speech design, and it was one of the first to do use some of their other features, and it was the trick was it ended up being appealing to younger kids than we thought it was going to be appealing to, but the text was too young for those, or too small for those kids, and so, you know, the 8-9-year-olds and the 12-year-olds and the adults had no problem, but it turned out there were people younger than that who wanted to play and had a tough time with the font size. So Faithless, yes, fantasy football. I'm pretty sure I got slaughtered. It wasn't doing too well. I have 3 leagues. Problem is, only one of them had a draft I could go to, and I was running the Disneyland half marathon last week, so I didn't do a good job of like preparing my other 2 leagues for drafts, and so it's just like a shit show. Those 2 leagues are like, I kind of just want to burn them. I might be able to salvage the league I'm in with my husband and like my brothers-in-law, but because I got Roethlisberger as the quarterback. It's okay, but the situation is extremely dire in my league with my East Coast friends. It's not good. I think in the Unexpected Productions League, I have a shot. That one was the one I went on the draft to. I got a rating of B on my draft. And I've got Green Bay's quarterback, and we're doing okay, but I am losing this week. Demolition asks, if you don't mind, what do you do at Microsoft? I do not mind. I am a user experience designer. Official title is senior designer, but I am the design lead for the Azure portal. So Azure is kind of like, if you've heard of Amazon Web Services, it's Microsoft's version of Amazon Web Services. And as the lead designer, I'm kind of, and I only just started at Microsoft again 6 weeks ago. I worked there for almost 7 years, left for Amazon for 2, and then came back. And so I'm still feeling out the job, but right now there's 2 other designers on my team, and then there's the studio director who also works a lot on the portal. And my job is kind of help us prioritize, to guide us towards a longer term vision of improvements, because there's still a long way to go in terms of like people liking the portal and the Azure experience. But that's, if you, in user experience design, if you've never heard of that before, what I tell people is I'm the one whose job it is to make sure you don't want to throw your computer across the room, or your phone, or whatever it is that I'm designing for, your Alexa. It's a combination of visual design, computer science, and cognitive psychology. And I love it. It's really interesting. It's very poorly defined a lot of the time, but if you like that kind of thing, it's great. And I like the connection with other human beings. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has way too many fantasy football leagues going. Well, Broncos, so you've got 2-1. That's pretty solid. That's solid. Yes. So good luck to all of you who are in fantasy football leagues. We can catch up on that every now and again. But yeah, I had high hopes, and then Labor Day weekend happened, and it's not going so well. Demolition asks for Demolition has an Echo. So my previous project when I was at Amazon, I was working on Amazon's Alexa, which is like the Echo, and we'll talk some other time about how I was in their recruiting video after I quit. But at Easter eggs, you can ask her about dress codes. That's text I put in by my very own hands to assist with a separate project, which I can't talk to you about right now, but I taught Alexa what different dress codes mean, so you can ask her, like, Alexa, what does a business casual dress code mean? And she'll tell you. So if you find yourself confused a little bit, she knows several of those things. Okay, so there's a really creepy guy just like standing here right now, and I don't know. Hey, hold on a minute. You haven't put in a donation. Oh. I don't know what she's talking. So Alexa's in the other room, and she's just started talking, and I don't know what she's doing. High res scale mode in the graphics options. That's supposed to help with font getting bigger. Thank you. So that's, I was wondering. Whoa! Hey! Yeah, this is great for older people like me. Thank you, Portrait. That's very, you guys are the best. This is, yeah, this is so much better. Thank you. Yay! Yeah, poor UX is common. There's a legit trophy on the line. I have a trophy with a goat from one of my leagues that I won a couple years ago, finally. But hi, Tahoots. Back will be going again. Well, it's good to see you, Tahoots. Alexa did hear me from the other room. She's over there about a room and a half away. She's pretty good. I mean, it's a really good product. I was very proud to work on that team. And a lot of the work I did for that team isn't formally announced yet, although if you watch my Twitter, I tend to retweet things. And you can read between the lines if you want, I don't know. But I did spend several months working on the Sonos partnership that they just announced. So that was one of my projects, was meeting with them. And the funny thing is, on projects like that, the UX designer's job, if you do it right, is almost invisible. Like, if the Sonos things work, Sonos thing works, it just works. And what you're trying to do is bridge the gap between all the technical gaps and limitations and things they can't do and things that can't get you on time, to make sure that things still don't quite suck a lot of the time. So it seems like should be super simple, just like make Sonos work exactly like all the other stuff, is a lot more complicated when you're addressing the needs, or like the other limitations of, like, you're connecting to 3 or 4 remote services and there's latency and you can't get the catalogs for certain services and things like that. So thoughts on Google Home. My thought on Google Home demolition is that and I'm bribing this guy, just so you know, yeah, even 100 million would make a big difference for the these days. Okay, I negotiated him down to 200. Great. I made an account with him. So I just bribed a guy. This is good times. This is good times. This is Shadowrun Basic. We don't do a lot of bribery these days on corporate sins. But anyway, demolition. Thoughts on Google Home. I think that's a cute idea, but having worked in consumer hardware for many years, between cars and then my 2 years at Amazon, I think they've got an uphill road. You note that they still haven't announced a launch date. And Amazon does that too, where they just kind of keep it down, keep it quiet as long as possible. But they don't. Google itself, aside from Nest, does not have a lot of experience getting consumer products to market, whereas Amazon has a ton. And I saw that ton of experience bearing a positive effect working at Amazon. I don't think Google has that to work from. They make phones, but phones aren't the same as, like, consumer grade hardware, where phones you charge a lot for, so you don't have to nickel and dime people as much. But to get something to consumer grade like Google Home, that takes a lot of compromise and a lot of test. So I think fall is aggressive, but I don't know how long they've been working on it. Ed King, thank you for joining us. Have a good sleep. Yes, have a good sleep. You have Elsie instead of bribing. Yes, you just. Is that how it works? If you don't have a face, you just bribe the heck out of people in Shadowrun. Yay for seeing things. Yes, McTrinas. So yeah, I've gone on a slight tangent, but I could talk about a lot of these things for ages. I don't think. What is your kind of favorite music? So I really like. So I like a lot of things. I used to say I like everything but country, but I generally am pretty open-minded. I like things with a beat, and I have several. I like music as a time capsule, so I'm emotionally connected to, like, random shit from the 90s, like CNC Music Factory. I do like techno in general, like electronic and dance music. I listen to local station C89.5, which streams a lot. Like, they were the first place to play Lady Gaga, and it's run by high school students, so it adds this extra level of, like, at any time the stream can go completely dead, and it's hilarious. But I do like, you know, so Hybrid is one of my favorites. They haven't put out a lot of new stuff lately, but I think, like, Hybrid's Morning Sci-Fi and a couple of those albums I just love. I could just listen to forever and ever and ever and ever. When I first got into electronica, it was the Matrix soundtrack, which I've been meaning to dig out and rip because it's actually really hard to find on streaming services. Would I say I was EDM AF? Yeah, I've got a lot here. Most of the stuff over here in my little mini CD thing is. But I also, you know, I really like dance music and more pop music. I'll admit to liking Britney Spears. I'll admit to liking, like, Linkin Park. I went through a really long phase. I went through, you know, I've been in musical theater, so while I'm not, like, super hardcore on listening to musical theater, I listened to that. Mr. John, I'm good to find other Hybrid fans. I would love to see them live sometime. Like Cascade, I really like Cascade. There's a couple of other, you know, there's a couple of other artists on C89.5 in rotation I like a lot. Daft Punk. I really like Daft Punk. Daft Punk's like my jam if I need to, like, work on some technology stuff. A little bit of the Tron soundtrack, or a little bit of... I also really like... I was in Hawaii and we watched... what was it called? Hyperstella 5055 or something. 5555. It's the Daft Punk, like, anime movie set to one of their albums. And I really like that. I still haven't got it because it's really hard to get, but I really want to get a copy of it so I can just watch that on repeat. I'm really into Daft Punk, which is funny because my husband's really not. But that's fine. It's all fine. We get along in other ways. Our music is complementary, but not very much overlapping. Mr. Robot soundtrack, thank you for the recommendation. We'll have to check that out. Oakenfold, I haven't heard a lot of Oakenfold lately, but I did go through a period of Oakenfold as well. I'm just looking at my list of things. Yeah, you know, I like CDs here. I like Justin Timberlake a lot. There's like a My Chemical Romance CD over here. There's a Bon Jovi CD over here. I don't buy CDs a lot anymore. And then, you know, there's nerdier things. I have Police. I have the Spectrum Magic DVD because I'm a giant theme park nerd. Go back in the thing. Why won't you go back in the thing? But then, like, I've got Cole Porter over here and the Pirates of the Caribbean theme, which, don't get me started on the Pirates of the Caribbean. God, that's another game I shipped, and that was a thing. Bob the Ninja Goldfish, written about you. Well, that's a story we should hear, maybe told by a puppet. I would like to hear that story told in person by Bob the Ninja Goldfish. So I just bribed Officer Aguilera. That's Officer Aguilera. I have her music over there, too. It makes a lot more sense now. It's true. Demolition asks, does Mainframe borrow any of my personality, or is she her own individual personality? I think she's got a little bit more of my type A work personality than like my well-rounded sort of personality. She's a little less fuzzy and like warm and fuzzy. But yeah, where do I go next? I'm apparently not allowed to. Oh no, creepy guy wants to talk to me, so definitely want to talk back to him. He may be possibly the ugliest elf you've ever seen. His meticulously clean lab coat, formal jacket. This sounds super creepy. Do you know which organ grinder's facility this body will be removed to? Why would you want to know? Just a hobby. Never mind that, though. A good evening to you and your friend, the coroner. The elf giggles, a strange high-pitched warble you would not expect to emerge from his misshapen face. High-pitched warble like... Ah! That's probably what it was. I'm not doing that again. I don't think I can. Hold on one second, because my... friend, do we have an ETA? I'm supposed to meet a lady friend later for some lady gossip. She had a very exciting... I want to say, do we have an ETA, but it auto-corrected to Edda, which I've never typed Edda before. I don't know why it would think that's more common. And then, blah, 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 das Vampire. Yes, das Vampire indeed. Blah, blah, vampire, blah, 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 blah. Learn more about the Pike Plays Market. More karma. I think I have enough karma to get that willpower everybody was recommending I get. Let's do that. Yes! Want. Or me now. There's just not a lot of combat going on, though, right? Am I right? There's just not a lot of combat. When do I get to shoot more things? There's just a lot of people clustered. So this is funny, though, because Harebrained Schemes should know better. People don't use umbrellas in Seattle a lot. It's actually, you get laughed at if you use umbrellas unless it's, like, downpouring. This is what? Is it all tourists? I don't know. Prefer support characters. Interesting, Demolition. It's nice because a lot of people don't, and so you slot well into a lot of different parties. I don't have a line or any sort of guide, but I feel like I like these wobbly things. Those are cool. Just kind of running aimlessly around the city now. Summer inspired country music kick. Well, that's, yeah, I think, and there can be some good. Oh, Gwen Stefani's another big favorite of mine, No Doubt. I went through a really long No Doubt period. I went through a ska period, so I've got some random ass ska stuff in my playlists every now and again. Other music stuff. So it all applies to all of Western Washington. Just need some soccer zoom. I feel like I'm running a charity, but I don't know why I'm helping. But it's easier to... So, in, like, real life, I'm always afraid to give money to people on the street, even though I want to, because I'm afraid if I take out my wallet, then you know where my wallet is. And as a single lady walking around, that can be a little intimidating sometimes. Frank, in 21X Seattle, the rain isn't toxic. Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, I found the Stuffer Shack. Okay. And Stuffer Shack, this isn't the place that's in the sample run in the books, I think. Flash crashed. Flash! Flash! Pika. There's... Gave me tips you make me laugh. There are times when I get legitimately concerned that I am a hollaback girl. And how do you know? The song does not provide instructions for how to know when one is a hollaback girl. That's it's a I just thought Bob, are you a muse? Are you Olivia Newton-John in Xanadu, which is a great movie that everybody should see? But it is the sample run in the books. Okay, so I am nerd referencing correctly. That's good. I didn't know if it was named after that crazy mafia family or not. It is owned by Az Technology, who has a basement full of rabbits, as it turns out. I take it. Oh, he's sad. Hey, everything fine? That's my friend. Blind Lucy. She was named Blind Lucy and he took her eyes. So, oh, okay. Well, he's taking defective body parts because the liver of an alcoholic is fairly defective, and if she's blind, then it's ha ha. That's a thing. That's definitely a thing. It is when the ish is bananas. That's good. So if the ish is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, that's how most people learn how to spell bananas, I think, in this generation, is that song. Adobe! Yeah. Well, we've learned a lot tonight so far. We've learned that Bob is Olivia Newton-John in disguise. And we've learned how to tell if you're a hollaback girl. And I've just learned that this killer is looking for broken body parts. She was blind. She was legally blind. She got new eyes about a year ago. Oh, that's interesting, too, because are they taking synthetic body parts, or are they taking actual body parts? How she scored the new eyes. That's all interesting. I don't know, Katie Tibbs. I don't know what did Lauren give me all the Shadowrun pins? No, she did not yet. That maybe, you know what, Victrinus, you do keep on dancing. I'm glad you're feeling hella good. Are we all feeling hella good? I admit, so I was kind of cranky earlier today. I can't really go into why, and sometimes it doesn't really, we could get real stuff. I've suffered from chronic depression since I was probably since I was a teenager, but diagnosed in college. And today was just one of those days where it's like, rationally, I should be happier that I am. Not that should or should not be, but I just knew, you can kind of tell after a while when you feel like the crankiness is organic or whether it's chemical. And this time felt pretty chemical, and it's just cranky. So you guys have helped a lot, so I appreciate that. It's been good hanging out. BP Phantom, Legally Blonde. That's another thing I liked. And we haven't even I used to audition with a song from Legally Blind. I would break the mic if I tried to sing it now. Yes. If you guys, we could do, I sing random musical theater songs at follower milestones. That's the thing we can do. I often in this hallway, that's where I practice Big Belty songs, because I think it's the least disturbing to the neighbors. I'm sorry, Tahoots. That sucks. I'm glad you had company. Like, with panic attacks, I have a couple of friends who suffer from those, and it feels like if there's just one person to like, center you, it can help a lot. But, yes, good vibes. I'm on and off Wellbutrin. I do a little bit of self-medication, like taking myself off it every now and again, but, like, I'm kind of on it right now. Because the last week has not been great, so random. Oh, Faithless, you brought us pins back from Gen Con. Oh, thank you. Last week with Wednesday, like, it was her first day of school, straight up, just like between that and PAX. But I bet sure she'll do that for us this week. But Faithless, thank you. That's super sweet, and just that you would think of us in that way. That's awesome. And to who's, I'm sorry about the headache. God, I suffer from chronic migraines too, and my mother had them since she was a teenager. Mine started manifesting for reals about like 4 or 5 years ago. Started getting prescription meds. National Awareness Day for Anxiety and Depression. That's why we game to distract us, Bob's a pal. That's well, National Awareness Game. If you suffer from depression, I do too. You know, it runs in my family, and I've had some really, really dark times with it, and I've learned a lot over the last couple years, and I have my methods for dealing with it, but it sucks. And a lot of it is just, improv is really a tentpole for me that I sort of build my life around, because it's a little bit escapist. It gets me out of my head and out of the depression spiral long enough that a lot of times it can break some of the chemical reactions while they're going. So acting and I think that Corporate Sins has been especially good for that, because it's a heightened focus. Like, you never have to do, like, you usually get an intermission if a show's longer than an hour and a half, and so sometimes we're on stream for like 2 hours at a time, so that level of focus can really stop because a lot of times for me, the depression, you just sort of start spiraling around death by paper cuts, figuring things out. So that for me, that escapist thing, and games are that escapism for a lot of folks. But whatever you need to do to break the cycle, I'm glad we can all be honest about these things here. I'm sorry, Baka. Oh, God, that sucks. And it's so hard to find psychiatrists and doctors who could do... I had a doctor in Pittsburgh when I was in college that, like, literally disappeared. Like, as if that's not enough to give you a complex. Like, literally dropped off the map. Could not contact them. And, like, I couldn't get a renewal of my prescription. So eventually, one of my parents ordered illicit Prozac from Canada to get... because we couldn't find a doctor to give me my prescription. And I'm no longer on Prozac. That did not work out for me. That drug, for me, put a floor on my ability to feel things, whereas Wellbutrin just cuts off my physiological reaction to the stimuli, so I can think about it rationally instead of getting all kind of like heart rate crazy about stuff. I will tell you one thing, though, with migraines. I know mine are very stress adjacent a lot of the time, though they can be triggered by hormonal things. This latest cluster of migraines I've been dealing with for the last year went away almost immediately after I quit Amazon. So sometimes you gotta self-medicate. And the Muppet Mafia, yes, if you just need to vent, thank you, BP Phantom, and Bob's Pal Team Human is a great group of supported people. Please don't ever suffer in silence. Please don't ever suffer in silence. And it takes so much bravery to reach out to folks. And I know I hate it when I do it myself sometimes, you know, in the last couple months when I have to like tell people I don't like asking for help, but that's it. There's so much honor and bravery in it. So if you feel like you're going into a period where you might need a little extra guidance or you need just some people to keep an eye on you, if you can find that courage in yourself, that's it. It's a great thing. Thank you, Faithless. I'm glad you like how I played Scooby. I was super nervous because I don't own a dog and I have no idea how dogs think except for media and those helplines. So there are some good helplines. Yes. Compresses. I like they sell these ace bandages that are ice packs that you can like have ice pack slots you can wrap around things. I will just wear those around my head in addition to the sumatriptan sometimes. Wow, so Clutch, it sounds like he was a drug dealer. I mean, we had actual meetings and he was a psychiatrist. They're just probably a sketchy one. Yeah. Good night, Krellin. Thank you so much for all the hard work moderating and for joining. Thank you. I'm glad your internet worked out and so glad you could join us tonight. So sleep well. Thank you, Krellin. So let's see. Just called her for stroke. Good luck. Did she have any enemies? Ugly breakup. Restraining order. What was the last time he saw her? Earlier today, she's going to meet a friend who's going to join her. Oh, he's sad. That guy's going to internalize that for a really long time. Nothing stranger than mutual. I'm sorry for your loss. Lucy had this necklace, an intricate little carving of a dragonfly on it. Worn it every day. Oh, he wants the dragonfly. If I can find it at this scene, I'll bring it to you. Then I get karma out of that. Oh! Whoa! Stream. Bunny butt. I fixed it before you saw the bunny butt. We love you, Tahoods. We're sorry it's been a rough day. And thank you, Bob. Thank you for that, for offering to help other folks. That's fantastic of you, and that's why the Thumpers and you know, me too. If you think that there's something I can do, or if you just need a positive word or something, or if you want to know how I've dealt with my own struggle with these pieces. Yeah, to who's the other thing about Wellbutrin that I've had several friends to go on Wellbutrin. It does not play well with anxiety, so I would not recommend it for you. I've had any of my friends who had anxiety tendencies, it sent them right off the edge. So I definitely would not recommend that unless for some reason your doctor thinks that there's an exception or a combination they can do. But Wellbutrin's great for the people it works for, but it's like single treatment depression or addiction. Let's see. I'm glad that we've all found a positive, happy, supportive corner of the internet. And happy is a loaded word too. Supportive and content are more useful things than happy sometimes. So I'm supposed to find a necklace and just casually take it. Do I want to... Oh, I don't know if I want to intentionally do this. Catch the attention of the nearby... If it means it'll help you, that means it won't be helping McCluskey. It's just asking for permission. And Bob's Pal, not everybody can watch live. I mean, we'd love it if you can, but we're glad that you even think about us. Yeah, I'm amazed too, coming from kind of an old media world. When Zach first came to us about this show, it's like, people would watch the same thing for 3 hours, like, and I get it now, but I'm so amazed. It's tough. I'm not gonna ask him for payment. I should, but I'm not. Okay, got a little extra karma out of it. So. Gym workouts on Wednesdays on top of work. Yeah. It is hard balancing physical fitness with everything else in our lives. If you've got a gym, oh my goodness, Demolition, we're honored that you made that change because of us. Wow. I'm glad that work was flexible enough that you could do that, but definitely honored that you'd want to watch us. But we're glad that you're part of our community. Faithless, I find I'm feeling the same way now. Like, I spend a lot of time just listening to Lauren stream, even if I'm not chatting. My brother streams, or I'll listen to some of the hyper RPG streams like Valiant and DFA more than Valiant when I'm not performing those nights. And I do find that my interest in TV shows is waning, and I can't cut the cord entirely, obviously, because this takes a cord for the streaming. But I almost canceled my basic cable, but the basic cable we have now costs like $20, and it gives us like reliable access to football games and stuff. So I'm just like, fine, keep it. Oh, you cut your teeth on Shadowrun info my head? Yeah, you never forget your first RPG. So I feel like I'm supposed to talk to Dresden again, because I don't know where else I'm supposed to go. And he needs something else. Did you notice a particularly ugly elf? He was asking. Yeah. That's enough questions. How do I get to a battle? Come on, I want a battle before I'm done. We done? Oh, Bob, I'm sorry I couldn't stop more. I heard you were streaming today, but it was already fairly, I think I heard on your break, and I was like, oh no. But it's just, is something different about it. I'm very fascinated. Oh, Maury's Meat Emporium. I don't get to question anything here? That was a plot point earlier. God damn it. So you think, to who do you think Nguyen's better than Karma? I thought Karma is harder to get. This needs, I need to ask Lauren, too, about how much karma we're getting for this last run we did, because I think I finally have enough to up my whole computer skill group all at once, and that would be cool. Portrait Plays, thank you for joining, and thank you for unlocking the secret. I think it was you that told me the secret of the high-res text mode. That has been very helpful already, and I'm glad you joined us, so thank you. You don't need no gym. You are 10K every day. That is a lot. Oh no, in your head you found out how horrible your GM was. Oh, you thought it was normal for a group to roll up characters mid-game. Wow, that GM needed something very specific from you guys. Wow. Cutters. He's one of Dandelion Eater. Oh, that's uncalled for. Oh, you said I had to talk to Paco. I found Paco. You wouldn't have to be looking for Coyote, would you? Oh, he misses his girlfriend. Paco, Coyote's missing? Oh man, that would explain. She's supposed to meet me here over an hour ago. Look, sorry for getting in your face like that. What else do you know? She's missing. I need to find her. Do you know of zebra meat? Blake doesn't allow any cutters to take side gigs, so I not any reads. I know where she went. Damn, why couldn't she wait? Damn it. Slow down. Where did she go? Real appointments, apartments. The landlord, CBJ, runs the drug ring out of that hellhole. She grew up there, doesn't like to talk it much. She grew up there. How was she born in Chicago? That's confusing. I found Paco. We're all good. We're good. I hadn't talked to him. Game video has frozen. Okay. We'll fix that. We'll just fix that. I'm gonna turn it off and on again. Bunny butt. But I don't know why this is covering the bunny butt. Then you don't get to see the glory of the bunny butt. We'll put it like up there. Silly bunny. Tricks are for kids. Imp in my head. There we go. Good GMs are never good. That is funny. I love the bunny butt. It's great. And so, she's been looking for a way to settle the score with years. I don't get where I get off telling a street runner like, you better be able to handle yourself in a fight. I think we established yesterday in the morgue that I'm wearing a t-shirt that says can handle fights. Or like can handle fighting. Invisible text. Yes, I was just picturing this was all springing from my head. It's just improvising the conversations, of course. Now the fun thing is, I think he's supposed to be leading this walk. Like, is he gonna come? Okay. Got our little yellow arrowy thing. And you know, it's interesting to me, like, because there's this gray area where I'm not sure we're not quite canon, but we're not quite not canon either, because like HBS and Jordan and everything. I don't know if Lauren has like asked permission before we encounter major characters, or I don't know. It's an interesting quandary. I'll tell this story once because it's told a couple of times, but it's still funny. Like the first time we did an out of canon practice run a few days before we went live in the studio, and there's a guy painting mechs behind us, and he was just like, every once in a while he cackles something about like buckets of dice when we were like, this is so many dice to manage, how are we ever going to do this? This was before we had boxes, or like counting stuff out all the time. And at the end of the like hour and a half or 2 hours of that run, the guy painting mechs stands up and comes over and starts giving us notes, and I'm like, it took me a while, like, oh, that was Jordan, that's Jordan Weissman who watched us play Shadowrun. Oh, no pressure. I think I went, oh no, it's a good thing, that's the thing. That was just so, and I got so pissed at everyone, because I'm like, my phone was right there, somebody could have texted me, like, that's Jordan Weissman, and everybody else knew the whole time, so I'm glad I didn't say anything, like, stupid or anything, but, like, how much pressure is that? Like, we'd only played once or twice informally, like, literally, we'd played the Stuffer Shack run, and kind of got our characters, and that was the first time we'd actually run in character, and Jordan's watching the whole time, like, oh god, everything is intimidating, but yeah, he was great, it was super chill about the whole thing, and that was, I mean, he encouraged us in that conversation, and in case, I think everybody in the chat watches Corporate Sins at this point, but if not, this is the Shadowrun show called Shadowrun Corporate Sins that I do every Wednesday night from 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific time, and Nightbutt keeps talking about. But he kind of guided us towards the humor. We were trying to take things like a little bit more Black Trenchcoat. Now I have an iPhone 6. At the time, I had my Windows phone, which I love my Windows phone. I still do, but it doesn't have any of the apps I need. Like, literally none now. This doesn't even run. Amazon does not have an app for this now, so this is useless. My Nokia Lumia 830 just sits there. And so that, you know, he was really guiding us a little bit more towards the humor, and I think that's how we ended up so Pink Mohawk was kind of, because Jordan kind of gave us permission to pursue humor a little bit more. Yeah, poor Windows Phone. Windows phones are really great. Like, this is a very pretty phone, but this Windows Phone lock screen showed me where I was supposed to be at any given time. I didn't have to swipe notifications down, tap to notifications, and then open my calendar because it's 12:01 and it won't tell me where my 12 o'clock meeting was at 12:01. It's just, everything was always there. It was so good. And like, there's just literally nothing on it. Like, I couldn't do Periscope. Twitter app was fairly useless. Like, everything was useless. So I had to switch. And then Pokemon Go, I knew Pokemon Go was coming. And so the writing was on the wall for me in Windows phones. I held on as long as I could. But, so this makes me sad, but I'm also very happy I have that. And I was working on a product for Amazon that did not support anything but Windows Phone. And I couldn't get an Android phone because Amazon kicked all Android phones off their network over a year ago because of the stage fright bugs. So you could not check your work email. And I'm like, well, I need a phone that can check my work email. I don't have that kind of luxury where I could just be so disconnected. Could you do a Black Trenchcoat run still? Is the group set in their wanes by now? I think it's still going to feel a little Pink Mohawk because our characters are like that, but I think we could certainly, I think Lauren's going to take us there at some point. Like, we're going to be tested. I mean, in some ways, what happened last week was a little bit more Black Trenchcoat. It was just so short, the Black Trenchcoat part, that we didn't get to really explore yet how that affected the characters. But I think over time, it'll start to balance back and forth. Look around here. Is there anything useful here? Can I just go in and fight? I want to fight before I'm done this stream. We've been like not time traveled for a long time. This is super great. So we're just going to keep streaming in this setup, and we can we can call down all of the alarm about having to buy a new computer just yet. This is perfectly serviceable, and it's a good solution for the temporary term. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be playing any 3D crazy games on it anytime soon, but we'll see. We'll see. I just get going, I guess, because yeah, let's look at Acid Burn Mike, thank you for the follow. I miss my Pico things. I don't know why they're not loading, but that is the price we paid for rebooting like 16,000. Can we just keep that is part of the problem, right? It's not fun to watch people plan. And Baka, congratulations. That's really cool. I'll have to check that out. You should post a link if you're a regular. You should post a link to your art so that we can all see it. But KB Tibbs, yes, it was extreme. And like over a year. On a company that develops for Android is really extreme. But it's just not fun to watch people plan. And so we end up not doing enough planning. And none of us are so instinctive. I think I've gotten better at doing things in Matrix without planning that are helpful, but I still don't, it's still not great. Serviceable. Oh, music change. I was really happy the one time when we were doing corporate roles at the end and they played, we were at a bar and it was me and Fang rocking out Tonight at the Roxbury. It just felt like it was a nice little side moment. What a hole! Here to take care of business. It's BTL, but I pay to stay well informed. Keep Paco alive, and that's not optional. No. Maybe I need a health spell or something. Well, I didn't buy one, so we're fucked. Great. Psst, hey you. Wow, that's totally a thing that like drug dealers say in special high school specials. There's no way to help her. Sad old man. I was very proud of us for our information retrieval out of the government offices, that whole HR thing. There were a lot of things that could have gone wrong that didn't. Like, we actually got in and got out of a government building and got information. That was pretty great. And I liked also the infiltration of the security booth. Like, that was one of the first times I was able to sort of partially do a run, but then also kind of be the decker off-site and helped them. It's really nice you planned all for this. Bug shamans! Oh god, no. That sounds terrible. Commotion upstairs. Gunfire. Oh shit, she got shot. So he can't help us. It says locked. Can't do that. Good night, Tahoods. I hope you feel better. I hope tomorrow is a much better day. I hope school goes well. It was very good to see you in the stream. Thank you for sticking around for so long. It's always good to have you around. Stop your pleading. Your boy has debts and we're collecting. These look like also backer portraits. They look very unstylized and accurate. Kroond! Hello, Kroond! Shadows run. Yeah, we're like even in real time-ish right now, Kroon, so that's really exciting. We had some adventures earlier where we realized that my attempt to make my internet faster with Powerline internet was actually a terrible, terrible idea based in terrible things. I haven't showed this off in a while. This is my Charizard cape. It's pretty great. Oh, that's not functional at all. Could MFAC go to Chicago one day and bug hunt? I think we could. I don't see why we can't. It's a good idea for Lauren if we don't have a corp run. Or a corp could hire us to go do that if you're very invested in that idea. So this is my Charizard cape. And this is my Pika Charizard. And now we have the same costume and we're totally super best friends. Yes. I'm an adult with a job. Yeah. This is... we will probably be wrapping up soon, so... Let's see. If I should be home. Okay. Probably by 9, so I can head over and complete a social call that I have to do. But yes, the cape is awesome. It's still a little just like my awesome Shadowrun costume. It's still a little warm in these parts for that kind of clothing. So we don't do it yet. Yeah, we don't do it in full time yet. But when it gets colder outside, we get to have more fun with costumes. Did I get your ass back to your squad? Maybe kills that girl we caught. Who do I go after? Locked. Looks like this way, because that looks like a door I want. I assume this is something I can hack, but can't hack. Because I'm not actually a hacker. I'm not going to do this yet. Nope. Leave the panel. Well, and, you know, it's cool because I don't actually care about being where my desk is covered in Pikachus. I care about, like, Pikachu is, like, antidepressive for me. Like, I think he actually stimulates, like, serotonin and things. And, oh, hey, don't touch that. Okay, fine. Fine, Riker. Let's talk. Scream. Need to get to the top floor. Here's the passcode for the elevator down the hall. Talked my way out of that. Demolition. Would I do mainframe again, or do something else if you could go back and do it again? You know, there have been times where I felt like I think I was jealous of the folks who got to be more Chaos Monkey, because it can be often thankless to be the sort of sane one in the group, but I don't think I would do it differently. And there's still quite a bit of backstory we haven't found for Mainframe 2, but she comes pretty naturally, and I enjoy exploring her character, and I think it's just a very different play style than I've done in D&D, like the Decker archetype. So I'm still, even 6 months later, I think, still adjusting to how that can best fit into the party. But I enjoy playing the foil to these other characters. Like, and you know, even though we kind of had those Civil War moments with Cromwell, I'm glad that we can have that. I was really excited. Like, it can be stressful in the moment, but I was really glad we could have this conflict that kind of echoes some of the race stuff that is going on today. So I don't think I would do it differently. It's a lot of pressure to roll a character that you might have to live with for years, though. Like, that was a lot. There's a lot of soul searching. Like, how am I not going to paint myself into a corner and hate this character? Yeah. I'm not going to give any hints. No. It's too easy to fall down the, but there are clues in past episodes that no one has picked up on. I keep thinking people are going to pick up on them, and nobody's really, and I don't know if they're just not interested in mainframe. Like, that's another thing. Like, it's such a mind fuck to do these shows, because you don't get to see the chat lives. You don't really know how people are reacting to your character, really. And as an actor, you're like, do they like me? Do they like me the least or the most? Which is irrelevant, but your brain does it anyway. That's one of the harder things. And, like, it's hard not to take the dollar signs and the dice and everything and internalize it as some kind of voting on your acting. It's not, but you have to call back your rational brain a lot of the time to control that. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw a major piece of mine up front with the elf one. I didn't expect that one to hit so soon, but it did. But then we've kind of left mine alone. I think partially because the rest of the group thinks maybe they've found all of it, or maybe they just don't know. BP Phantom, what's not BP Phantom's fault? Oh, we're not fighting. It's that shipping inherently assumes more of a relationship than than there is to begin with. Mordecai and Mainframe, you know, they may happen, they may not happen. It's just too soon. And a lot of the best relationships you build up over time. So it's only been a couple of weeks, really, since that information hit. Maybe it'll be Mommy with Main Fang. Yeah, they certainly have had a few interesting coffee dates. And, you know, very little is made of the fact that the first interaction Mainframe and Fang had was Mainframe buying Fang a drink. We didn't get to explore that more because then everything erupted into violence, but that is something that actually happened. Yeah, Main Fang since episode 1. There you go. Yeah, that's a thing. But here, I will tell you this, because it's not canon, and so it's funny. There was totally an incident. Well, we've referenced this a couple of times on air, and I don't know if Lauren's talked about it, but in the one... So we did... I guess we did 2 practice runs before we went live. One of them Jordan saw, one of them was private. And we were trying to infiltrate a building, and there's this, like, 3-foot fence. And Mordecai and I are trying to, like, get over it. And I use my gymnastics skill, and I roll really high, so I just, like, foot, land. Mordecai tries to get over it, and, like, critical glitches his roll, and is, like, stymied by the 3-foot fence for for, like, a whole combat turn. It was amazing. And then later on, when we were trying to escape, to create a distraction, Mordecai just grabs Mainframe and kisses her. This was not canon. This was in one of our practice runs, but it was, like, immediate. And he is, and that was kind of an earlier version of Mordecai, and I think even in my head, you're right that he's playing dense to emotional and relationship cues. And the other thing is, it's just not clear yet if he's actually attracted to her, like, if he's attracted to her personality, the idea of her, or her, just, like, her appearance and her, you know, elfishness. That's not... Mainframe will need more than just your hot elf before she goes in with one of her coworkers, because she sees them as coworkers. She falls back on professionalism whenever she can. And that part, I think we have in common. I learned the hard way not to dip the ink in the company well. Because there were a couple. I've had times in my life where we were dating and then we ended up at the same company. I've had times where I started dating somebody I was at the same company with, and it's just tough. And it's but it worked out so perfectly on Krellin's Horizon run with him not being connected to comms and admitting all those things. Not as much, and Fang's gone and messed it up through telephone by saying things he didn't say. So it's all just as much a complicated mess as you would expect a potential romance between a group of friends. And I wouldn't have that any other way. It's gotta be messy. Yeah, he might have used power over power line on Ethernet. He might. Seems like a thing that Mordecai would do. So let's get into this combat, because I gotta get going soon. So I've got a code to this elevator. Enter the passcode. Great. Company well is forbidden. Although it's weirder in acting, because I also broke that rule, but then ended up married, so it's fine. Looks like this elevator... Yeah, nope. I'll go up to the penthouse. Not leave until we find Kyoto. Maybe I should save. You're right, we'll go up in a minute. Stay there, though. I don't want to... Save. Save game. You guys ready? You ready? Pika's ready. We've been waiting for battle for a while, because I've been wandering aimlessly. Save, 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 save. You step deeper into the apartment. Woman's cry of pain. Someone is being tortured for another's pleasure. Save, 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 save. Maybe. Episode 1 is what made me fall in love with corpses. Bob, I'm so glad. Like, we actually have a chip on our shoulder about the pilot, because we were all figuring ourselves out, and so I know that parts of the group are really kind of sad that the pilot had so many more views than episode 2 because we feel like we could have done better. But I'm glad that you fell in love with it. Episode 2 does have stools. That was exponentially more seats. It's true. So, you know, it's what the people wanted. And thank you to UK Teresa, who I don't see a lot in the chat anymore, but she really, her presence is still felt with those stools. Exponentially more seats. Okay. Harker, which is like hacker, but not, I assume this is someone I don't want to talk to. Oh, he's a bruiser. Well, maybe I want to go first. I'm gonna hide. Crit! OMG! Yeah, the table does need some work. Unfortunately, it already represents a lot of work, so I don't see them changing it anytime soon. Sorry, Wuzzy Fuzz. We still have some Nightbud enforcement from previous unsavory raids. Oh, he yelled help. I can't, like, loot. Nope, he just goes away. Paco's fine. I took a little bit of heat, but everything is fine. Hello, Bob Loradeth. We're nearing the end of the chat, so unfortunately it won't be a ton of time, but it's good to see you. And yes, let's chill for a while. I'm sorry to hear you had a terrible day. It was a bunch. A bunch of folks have had some rough days, and we're all just hanging out and having some, giving each other some consolation. I'm apparently bad at multitasking right now because there's so many people moving around this room. Oh dear. I've perhaps run into Rasky Man. You think you can come in here and shoot up my place? Do you know who I am? The guy needs to shut up. Oh, I just shut him up. That's cool. Oh, Stevie. I feel like, what, do we have? I don't know who's weak. Let's try a different attack, shall we? Let's try my awesome man. Like, wait, why does it say? Why was there a skull on me? I don't quite understand. Does he have other attacks? No, he does not. He just bruises things with his bat. Really? Weak both times? Oh, shoot. Ley lines and skulls. Krund. Yeah, I know, right? Krund. Is that you, Krund the Barbarian? Yeah, Wuzzy Fuzz, you remember. Yeah, it went straight to heck. This is the problem. So, the skull, I don't know what it means. Ley line. Oh, so that's good, I think. Pestilence. Oh, I got a thing! What do I do with it? I don't know. Maybe attack Krund. Nice! I don't even know how I did that, but that's great. Oh, and he's sleeping now. Oh, that's so super great. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I know I should change that default, but... Where did Stevie go? It says keep Paco alive, but really it's about keeping me alive. Because I'm a little squishier than he is, I think. Oh, Paco's not very helpful. Oh. Oh, he's buffing. Buffing in the bathroom. The floor had nails sticking out. Yeah. Yeah, Sprinkles and I were doing Shakespeare. Maybe we'll do so again if that's what people are looking for. That was good. Good times. I'm sad to report Wuzzy Fuzz that I did not get into the Twitch talent show, but it's probably just as well because it took so long that I couldn't. God, everybody's being terrible. Escape chance 100%. Okay. Well, alright, then. Ah, hell. Wow, we're really not on a delay, because BP Phantom, I feel like you saw me die before I did. Yeah, Wuzzy Fuzz, yes! Wuzzy Fuzz on the replay, you'll be able to see Sprinkles did make a return appearance earlier today, but she was sassy as fuck. She was. Hey, you were there that night. Yeah, there were some inappropriate people. Yep. Fish and mailed. So I'm thinking, because I died and because it's almost 9 p.m. we've been on for about 3 hours. One nail. Turns out there were several. Yeah, I certainly don't. I'm glad that we got the floor situation dealt with before we had a sleepover, because it was a little bad. I'm sad that some of my lost dice haven't turned up yet. But yes. Hi. Yeah. You know, I was just hanging out here. No one was saying hi. Just on the floor. But you know, it's fine. Everything's fine. Fine. We're getting close to 3 hours, and life is beckoning. And I'm sad to disappoint the folks that just rejoined us, like Wuzzy Fuzz. And yes, we had who else just joined? I remember someone else just joined. Kron and Bob Laura Death, which I'm glad to see you around the Hyper RPG chat room. The camping stream it's coming but not coming, because Zach is very firm about the fact that it's 1,500 subscribers that this. So I'm disappointed because I really wanted to do the sleepover. It sounded fun. Wuzzy Fuzz. It's a good question. When you spend a lot of time, say 3 summers around Muppets and puppets, you develop compartmentalization. Yeah, puppets are a fun opportunity. In improv, you're always kind of looking at life opportunities and thinking, what if? And so the puppet gives you an opportunity to go in a different direction than you would have and see what happens. Do Dan and Tony have plans to put the software they made for the show on GitHub? Not currently, because I think they want to keep it as a distinguisher for the channel, because Zach felt very strongly. The reason they built it was Zach felt very, very strongly that we needed a differentiator. But so I don't think I'm encouraging that. I really want them to talk more about the engineering of it and stuff, and maybe someday, but probably keep it exclusive for a little bit longer. Sprinkles. What? You don't feed me. Faithless, I'm glad you love your MFX shirt. I like mine too. I wore it on a roller coaster last week in deference to the Horizon run, and so I still need to buy that photo and post it. More reason for marshmallows. Wuzzy Fuzz, I am into improv. I've been a professional improviser in Seattle for over 10 years, and I perform at a couple of local companies, Seattle Theater Sports and the Pike Place Market. It is a big improv session with friends, and it's funny, for a while I avoided RPGs because I did so much improv. I'm like, well, it's doing the same thing in my free time that I'm doing in my other free time. Interest, yes. So improv is a big thing. Basically, is my life. I'm also an improv teacher out here. I'm picking up teaching 200 level again for Unexpected Productions next week, next Saturday. So there's a group of, I think, 12 to 15 people who are going to have to deal with me for the next 8 weeks. So, yeah, somewhere there is a new story from Gen Con. It was on the news show, entering the vendor floor with wearing my MFAC shirt. Well done, Faithless! Thank you for representing. You have a Microsoft t-shirt. You wanted a hackathon. Wow, so clutch. That's cool. Microsoft t-shirts are a rite of technology passage. I'm trying to get Muppet name now. Sprinkles! My name is Sprinkles! I don't know why I'm singing. Well, Bob, I'm sorry you did not get one. I'm hoping we'll do another run at some point. I can't imagine that that's the only ones we'll want to do. Vanquished is... But if you want Vanquished ones, I think those are ending their sale time soon. I hear rumors that we're going to have a store, though, soon. And so then I think it will be less about those limited run print things and more about things that we can sell all the time. occasionally, Bob, maybe we could do occasionally on stream. We teach us a bit about improv. I can certainly talk about it. Improv is one of those things that you kind of need to learn hands-on, but we can talk through some of the principles. I can talk through my basic 100 level curriculum a little bit. And I can also recommend a couple of books. Like there's one called, it sounds really simple, but the Improv Handbook is really fascinating. And I used it as the basis for, on Tony's recommendation, I used it as the basis for my 100 level curriculum. I found a lot of great suggestions there. And what was really great about the book is it talked about what goes on in students' minds when they do games for the first time. And I felt like that was, it was really good. It was a really good empathetic approach. Yeah, so, you know, if you have stream requests, there's topics you want me to cover on stream, whether it's like me and Sprinkles just doing a talk, or if there's games, or if you like the Shadowrun thing, send me feedback on Twitter, twitter.com/MuppetAphrodite. I'm very active there.
And we like to talk to you. It's good. It's a distraction from all that boring real life stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the Amazon beta, so that's happening. So I don't exactly know why it's beta or what's going on there, or why he's getting in bed with more Amazon stuff when I know there's been some frustration about other things, but we'll see.
But yeah, enjoy the book, Bob, and yeah, send questions, and maybe we can talk sometime.
I don't know why you don't teach improv.
Well, I mean, I'm in your head.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it brings some people out of their shells. Yes, the RPGs. I'm glad it kind of gives people sort of inspiration for their own RPGs and like the scale of things they can do. It's Wuzzy Fuzz, it's true. It's best hands-on. But at the same time, some folks, there are lots of different ways of learning, and some folks learn better by reading and kind of analyzing things first, and there are some great books out there for people who do that, who learn in that way. My introduction to improv was super backwards. I auditioned for an improv show before I'd ever really done improv, and then I got cast, and so then I had to learn improv during the rehearsals for the show.
Yeah, that's kind of how Cheryl does it. She just leaps right in, just starts a puppet stream with very little experience and things like that. Yeah.
And the fact is, and this is what I tell my 100 level students, we are all improvising all the time. You know, you don't know what somebody else is going to say to you in the middle of a conversation. So we all have it in us. It's just a question of harnessing those instincts to get different outcomes.
Yeah. That.
So I think we're wrapping up for the day. I think this is so it was, thank you for sticking with me, everybody, who stuck with me through the technical issues. And now we've found that I can stream acceptably. I should really, switch this back. I don't know why I'm in, my tiny view. Let's go here. Yep. 193 followers. Hopefully we'll not get as many followers until the next stream, so we can celebrate on the next stream.
Yeah. Hi. Bigger now. Yeah. This is a different setup. Yes. For Wuzzy Fuzz and a couple of the folks who were here during the Shakespeare streams, different floor, but same. And there are so many Pikachus here. I can see them, but you can't see them. They're here. So thank you guys all for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much. I hope you had a good time. And have a lovely Sunday evening. And we hope to do some of these again. We're not going to partner at any point at this, so I'm being a little improvisational with what times I have. It's possible I will hop on again tomorrow night. It's possible I won't. But the best place for updates is my Twitter account, or by following me, and then you'll get those handy-dandy notifications. Because I'm trying to balance this with the job and the running and the things. And yes, my couch is very Pikachu-y, isn't it? What's the fuss? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for summoning me, since Cheryl wasn't good enough to bring me on her own without you asking.
She's just, yeah. It's okay. Shh. It's bedtime. It's past your bedtime.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Muppet Mafia, for hanging out, for making it a fun Sunday evening. Have a lovely week.
Good night.
the shadows. Unless you want to be in the shadows, then be careful in the shadows and be good to each other. We'll see you next time.
Good night.